This week in the restroom, we get our explosions on over a Michael Bay action disaster from 2005. We've got Michael Bay sets, Michael Bay product placements, Michael Bay hot chicks, Michael Bay sexism, and actress Scarlett Johansson playing a character so dumb, she makes Michael Bay's weekend strippers look like Mensa members. It's The Island. No, not Michael Caine's The Island, Shutter Island, Mysterious Island, or Cutthroat Island. And before we flush it, we're going to take it out and play with it a little. Restroom Cinema. We're here to flush it, so you don't have to see it. Greetings, everyone. I am Honor Knight, your head cinematic flusher right here in the restroom. As always, I'm joined by my lovely co-cinematic flushers, Midwest movie mogul Colleen Griffin.
Hey, hey, hey.
And sassy cinephile Sarah Polton.
Hi, biatch.
Also joining us as part of our co-flushing team this time out are the Low Score Boys from Torturevision's YouTube channel. Low Score essentially does for crappy video games what we do for crappy films right here in the restroom. Please welcome back hosts Brandan Haize and Anthony Dynar.
I'm great. Hello. Thank you for having me.
Very formal intro for somebody who's been on the show so many times. All right, we'll go with that. Let's kick off this flush with a round of Thunder Dump. Blow some ass. I'll put 60 seconds on the restroom clock, and we're going to go around the cinematic bowl to see who has the worst alternate title for this week's cinematic turd. The loser will then get to read the RSS, that's Restroom Stall Stats, in a funny voice of my choosing. Here we go. Griff!
The Island of Dr. Hell No.
Oh boy. Polton!
Dude, where's my car?
Anthony!
I wish I had a clone so I could make him watch this movie.
Oh, not bad for your first one out. I had the Island of Misfit Clones, and I can't believe nobody else had that one. All right. Griffin!
Silicon Valley.
Oh, very good. Polton!
We bought a U.
I don't know where she's at with that. All right. Anthony!
Shaken, Michael Bay fatigue.
Oh, okay, all right, we'll go with that. I had 2 clones, 1 crappy film. Think about that one. Griffin!
Game of Clones.
Oh, not bad. Polton?
Clone Wars?
No, she's out. Anthony?
Parts of Clonius Horror.
And that is time. We can't do any more than that, man. That's it. That was a quick minute.
Oh, man, I had clone spotting.
Well, you should have opened with that. You always open with the best one. All right, fairly decent round. Actually, it was above average, except for, of course, Miss Sarah Polton had to put one turd in the whole fucking thing. All right, so Miss Polton is a big loser for this time for Thunder Dump. She's going to be reading the RSS Restroom Stall Stats in the voice of a Michael Bay stripper. Have at it.
All right, this is what you get. The Island of is a 2005 American science fiction thriller film. Michael Bay, starring Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. You know, I'm in college, sweetheart. It was released on July 22nd, 2005. It cost, oh God, I love that kind of money, $126 million to produce. I got that in dollar bills last week when I worked the day shift. It earned only $36 million in the United States box office, but it earned $127 million overseas. Yeah, sweetheart, you want another dance? You have to pay. The film plot revolves around the struggle of Ewan McGregor's character to fit into a highly structured world he lives in, isolated compound, and the series of events unfold how he questions how truthful the world is. Boy, I can relate to that. The film received mixed reviews from critics. It is about a 40% rotten rating, which I got at 36%, so that's okay. On Rotten Tomatoes, critical consensus was the film was well acted and had an impressive special effects, but not deal with the ethical issues that was raised as well as it could have, and I've dealt with ethics.
All right, very nice, Miss Polton. A little uncannily accurate.
You wanted a stripper. You didn't say she had to be good looking.
That's, I really should have specified that in my notes. There you go. Thank you.
Totally hear the phlegmy cum in the back.
That wasn't acting.
Who thought a movie about dumb clones was a good idea?
There's a novel that came out the same year as this, which has a similar premise and executed so much better.
See,
And
I-
they did do a movie about it called Never Let Me Go.
oh, that's a dumb clone movie.
Google it.
All right, well, there you go, folks. Yeah, you want to see a better film than this piece of shit.
Starring failed Spider-Man Andrew Garfield.
I like this movie.
Oh, no, you did not like it. Now, just
Actually,
calm
low-key,
down.
After I saw this movie, I read an article where Scarlett Johansson, and it was like marketed as, oh, Scarlett Johansson, she's so sexy and controversial. She would rather be nude in
Oh,
scenes.
Jesus.
Because she said for the love scene, spoiler alert,
Ew.
that
We'll
they
talk about that.
gave her a bra to wear, and
Yeah.
she was like, this is a tacky, cheap-ass bra. I'm not wearing this. I would rather not wear anything.
But she did wear a bra in that scene. We'll talk about
And
it much later.
no,
But-
she said that they made her wear it. Like, even when women don't want to wear anything, they still don't have a control.
Jeez.
Yeah, all right,
Look, I'd rather be naked than wear a bra too, so I feel her.
okay, all right. Well, they got some. Yeah,
I-
we'll talk
I
about
think
that.
mainly they just wanted to make sure that this was a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
that was why.
I found it. Like,
but-
even, like, they didn't even show anything that could show, like, a
No,
nipple.
there's there's no
There
side
was
boob
too
or
many-
nothing.
there were too
Yeah.
many lens flares to show a nipple.
Yeah, we'll talk about those too. 2005, folks. That's when Michael Bay was able to hold a shot for more than 5 seconds. I did appreciate that. You were actually able to see some of the film.
I will say the cinematography was not bad.
Yeah, that's when he had a wrangle on this stuff, and now you can't watch anything. You know, everything's ADD with him. But back in the day, you can actually watch a Michael Bay film and understand what was going on. Unfortunately, it's to a detriment here because the film is insanely long and fucking boring. And we'll talk about that. 136 minutes, folks. In case you aren't, haven't figured out, we mentioned it a little earlier. There you go. Film opens like a Scientology training video featuring lots of pretty ocean shots, ScarJo, and the Benedictine monks blaring on the soundtrack. Then I said $10 the monks were paid in cocaine.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was more like an 8-ball because, like, half of this felt like they were stoned, and half of it felt like they were on coke.
You're special. You have a very special purpose in life. This is how all Scientology videos start.
This is very true. Like, I think
It
we were
is!
inspired by this movie.
I think it might be a shot against Scientology because I know Mr. Bay is not, a member.
The commercials they started releasing,
Yeah, or like
Like-
this. Yeah.
yeah, but
like-
it came after this movie. It was like,
Oh, maybe they were inspired by this film.
yeah.
I thought this was a documentary about Sea Org. I placed my order for a clone honor. Just last week.
Good morning, Lincoln 6 Echo. When your lead character is named after a rental car, you know your film is in trouble. Guys, I know what the name means later on. We find out why they're named like that. But Jesus, man, to go through the whole film with it was people saying Lincoln 6 Echo or 6 Echo or Lincoln. That shit,
Yeah,
I
but you
can't.
think he was also named Lincoln because, spoiler alert, he was a liberator?
Or he was named after a Matthew McConaughey commercial. Hey-oh! Sorry, I was drinking my beer, missed the hey-oh. Ewan McGregor
But I
wakes...
seriously think, like, Michael Bay is like, see what I did there?
Michael Bay, I'll cite this right now, he has the worst sense of humor. What he thinks is funny really isn't. Like, he does what I used to do, well, what I still do on the show. Like, he'll make he'll make racial jokes and gay jokes in the movie, and he plays them up like they're the funniest thing you've ever heard. And they're not. They're just terribly unfunny and awkward. Like
he
like
sounds
mine.
like a 20-year-old on MySpace trying to be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah, you're right. He's trying to be cool, like a 12-year-old trying to be cool. Ewan McGregor wakes up from his Scientology dream around the 3-minute mark, like he just woke up in Michael Bay's house and didn't know how he got there. The look on his face, though, he was really confused. So anyways, the opening credits are a dream, and the dream involves just oceans, and there's a shot of a boat that's going to come into play later, and Scarlett Johansson not looking like she's in a tampon commercial. She looks completely different than what she does in the movie.
I thought the opening was like a perfume ad, and I was like, I would wear that.
Sodium excess detected. If you screen my urine, it would say tequila excess detected. And then I wrote Heyo. Okay, I guess I could have read that a little cleaner. But
They would have kicked you out if they had detected your urine.
Yeah, they would have kicked it. Yeah, apparently he gets his urine check. He's getting up, he's getting dressed, he has a meeting or whatever, and as a result, they're monitoring his vital signs and his dreams and all this other stuff.
It's like some sort of, like, fucked up Fitbit.
Yeah, it is. It's
I
really
want
fun.
this place. I want everything in this place.
Wow.
I want all my laundry to be done. I want someone to monitor my pee. I want a fun little outfit. I want to go to
It's
yoga.
not fun. It's all white. We'll
I
talk
love
about
it.
that.
I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I want bacon, my Fitbit won't shame me.
There you go.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
how about they just
Yeah.
don't serve bacon, period?
Right,
How
that-
about they just keep it all healthy food?
Yeah.
You're right. That's a good point. That's a good point, sir. If you get a chance, I'd like another color. Who can blame Obi-Wan since everyone walks around looking like Michael Bay's jizz? What costume designer thought sperm was a good look? This film has more
What
white.
does your sperm look like?
Well, there you go, there,
What's
dear.
going on?
I know.
Are you jizzing
Very
pumas?
cool shoes.
This film has more white in it than a gay couple's wedding. I don't think I'm that far off on that, kids. Yeah, there's a lot of white in this.
That's why I love it.
It's an
Gay
insane amount
weddings
of.
and this place, my jams.
We found Sarah Paulton's Shangri-La apparently in this film.
I knew Sarah would be on the same page with me about
Jesus
this.
Christ. They go out into the main room, or he goes out into the main area, and everybody's dressed in the same jumpsuits and Pumas, and apparently that Polton thinks is awesome. I just won the lottery, or a chance to be in another crappy Michael Bay film, huh, Michael Clark Duncan? 6-minute mark. Pour one out for Mr. Michael Clark Duncan. Yeah, he's wasted in this film. What a shame. He has one scene later on. He wins the lottery. Again, this whole thing's based on...
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh, no pun intended.
Get up, Dick. Get up and help me find Sally. Welcome to Michael Bay's reading and comprehension level around the 11-minute mark. That's when that group of people is all reading out of the C. Dick and Jane book. Or C. Dick and Sally.
No, that was a Trump cabinet meeting.
All right, Griffin with the win on that one. Very nice. Yes, that's exactly what it was. I thought that was interesting. It was kind of a funny moment, but... Because, again, we don't know what's going on. Did anybody first not figure out immediately what these two people were or what was going on? Don't you get it like immediately that they're clones?
Yeah.
I guess we're not spoiler. We're not that's in my opening thing.
Well, and aren't the guards called censors?
Yeah, they are. But apparently the joke, not the joke, the whole thing goes right out the window because you know exactly what they are immediately. So everything just falls apart, I think, at this point. And you got 2 hours to go.
To me, like, it was still interesting because I like to see people finding out that their lives are meaningless. So, I mean, it still held some interest for me. Good point.
So how is the Lincoln 6 Echo today? How did Sean Bean manage not to break out in hysterical fits of laughter after dropping this line? Boy, guys, this dialogue. And place your bets now, folks, if you think Sean Bean will survive until the end of the running time. Anyone? Nah, you know, he's dead. I know, it's a safe bet.
There's a reason this became a trope.
He plays he's the head of this whole facility that runs this program, which we will talk about at length in a minute with the clones. And he
seems like he got just drunk enough to get through.
I know the rules of proximity, and those include staying at least 100 feet away from any Michael Bay film. They can only be like so close to each other, the clones, the female and the male clones. They're keeping them separate. They're in separate sections.
So the American public has a restraining order for Michael Bay films.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not, folks. As you know, Transformers was released yesterday, so good luck with that if you're seeing that this weekend. That's your tie-in, obviously. Are you saying there's something wrong with me? You desperately holding on to that lame American accent for starters, Obi-Wan Yaris. Ewan McGregor, man, terrible accent.
He sounds like he watched, he was, in his little, stasis as he was developing. They showed him, every Jimmy Stewart movie ever.
Yeah. I guess so. He's really trying. And sometimes
he sounds so earnest. His American accent is so earnest.
Do you know it slips out, but his actual accent slips every now and then. It kind of creeps out.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, his Scottish accent wasn't even that convincing.
So he's basically telling Mr. Sean Bean about his dream that he had. And he says, I'm on a boat. Cue the Lonely Island. All right, so there you go.
I seriously think they based the video on this movie.
I bet it was. I wish there was more. This is what Michael Bay says right after a night of hookers and high-end strip clubs. So were you guys asleep, Anthony, Brandon, by this point?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, there you go. The
rough.
opening's pretty rough, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
You guys didn't. Yeah, but you guys knew they were clones, right?
There was actually a movie that successfully sued them,
saying
really? They copied them.
No shit.
Yeah, it's called Parts the Clonus Horror.
Oh, that's a great film, by the way. Oh, no shit.
Oh, really?
Wow, that's very...
Because, like I said, there's something that's, actually a more realistic version of this, because at one point the clones are made aware of what they are.
I wasn't really expecting anything that interesting from Anthony and Brandon tonight. So, nice job, gentlemen. Nice bit of trivia there you brought in there. I really appreciate it. You're classing up the show.
Called?
It's called Parts the Clonus Horror.
Yeah, and I have seen that film, and it is excellent. Griff, if you can find it and watch it, yeah, it's I haven't seen it so long I can't make the comparison if it's a direct ripoff. But it's a great film.
I recommend Never Let Me Go.
Okay, and there's that one too. So you got other options, folks, or Coma, or Logan's Run, or there's a laundry list of stuff.
You can watch all of them together, back to back, before this movie would have ended.
So anyway, Sean Bean thinks there might be something a little off on his programming, so he invites him in to take some tests, and he says, "I thought these were nice tests." And of course, that's what I said. That's what all Scientology students say just before the brainwashing kicks in. 16-minute mark on that one. He puts him in a chair and then sticks some those weird little beads, right? They're little pellets.
Oh no, that reminded me of Minority Report.
In his eye. Oh, is that what that was ripped off from?
You remember those like surveillance things, like hunt out people?
Yeah, there's little eyeballs. There's a little like round cylindrical.
And
they're nanobites. They're nanobites.
He's like, it shouldn't hurt that much. It hurts a lot.
And then his next line says, "Straight down in the hole." And that's what Michael Bay's hookers keep telling him. Yet he still can't get it right. Hey-o. All right, there you go. This whole film was fueled on lap dances and broken dreams, folks.
What Michael Bay film wasn't?
What are you doing here? We can ask you that same question, Steve Buscemi, but we already know you've been blackmailed into appearing into another Michael Bay turd, 21-minute mark.
No, you know what? I think they just kind of left him on the again set. And was like, oh, hey,
you're still here. I think that's what happened. Steve Buscemi just shows up. Now, obviously, he's gone on to do some, a lot better work and starring roles. And
apparently, Steve Buscemi is like a secret douchebag who likes snorting cocaine with Michael Bay.
I bet they do lines together. I bet you $10 they do lines.
But I seriously think they just kept him on that set, or like this is leftover footage of him from Armageddon, and they just CGI'd Ewan McGregor's face over Ben Affleck.
He does not.
I could see that.
To be fair, later on he does. He's interested. Now he's the guy who works down in the lower bowels of where we are. We'll let you know where that is. The facility anyway. He befriends one of the clones.
Which it makes zero sense.
Fun fact: Steve Buscemi and Scarlett Johansson were also in Ghost World, which is a much better film.
Oh, that's right. You're absolutely right. So yeah, Steve Buscemi does show, folks. He plays, like I said, just a worker who ends up befriending it, and he will end up helping out Ewan McGregor and Miss Johansson a little bit later in the film. And he does have a couple of good, funny lines later on, so we'll give him credit. Yeah. He's literally wearing the same costume from Armageddon, though. I don't think they did change him out of that.
I said,
yeah, I think you're right. I think he's just wandered over.
Let him leave.
Sever the umbilical. No doubt this is how Anthony Dynar was born around the 25-minute mark. Did anyone not already guess these walking sperm were clones? So now we get to see, because we get to follow Mr. Buscemi in his little Mario outfit as he goes to fix something.
I'm sorry, how are these guys with their Fitbits? Like their fucked up Fitbits not tracked.
Also, it's Buscemi.
Buscemi gives this guy alcohol from a flask.
Yeah, I know, that's weird too.
He can't have bacon, and yet he gets away with getting alcohol.
And wouldn't that be caught when he's taking a piss? Like the machines would catch that?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
This place is shoddy at best. They fuck up all the time. They gave him one shoe in the beginning. Like shit happens. I don't know.
Yeah. So now we get it. The film literally tips its hat like around the 25-minute mark, very early on in the film that runs very long. So basically, they're growing these clones in these sacks. These what the hell's that called? Thank you. God damn it. Anyway, they're huge, and they demonstrate how one is born. And Buscemi's there because he's fixing something, and that's why we get to see this whole sequence. And it's gross, and it's yeah.
Yeah, and why is there all that blood?
Yeah, you get a little bit of blood, but the amniotic fluid all over the floor, and it's and they're basically, the clones are grown to full adults, and I'll let you know a little bit later.
And they're like sucking their thumbs.
Yeah, wow, I did that after watching this movie.
I don't judge adults who suck their thumbs, but
maybe next time I won't embarrass you in front of my friends. ScarJo gets some pre-Black Widow training around the 28-minute mark in a typically flashy Michael Bay product placement scene. You're welcome, Xbox.
Oh my! This is the first movie with like really blatant product placement.
Guys, that's your drinking game. Take a drink every time you see product placement. It's a lot.
The future is sponsored by Microsoft.
I went out
Apple.
and bought so many things after watching this movie. No idea why.
Vitamin water, Apple.
Pumas, Calvin Klein. That's great.
Smart water.
Oh yeah, you bought a ton of shit. It's
this
insane.
shit works on me so bad. It's terrible. I can't do it.
The thing about it though, he actually stops the film to frame those stuff properly too. You notice that? There's always that half second of just showing the label.
Oh, yeah.
Always, everything.
That's where it was like
really annoying. Like we get it. We understand you sold a lot of ad time for this movie, but man, it's just constant. So yeah, Xbox is this. It's a hologram sequence of them two boxing, and they're not really boxing. I didn't understand even how that game worked. It's just two people.
It's like MMA.
So anyway, that's just one scene, guys. That's just there's your Xbox product placement scene. Yeah, not a great way to.
This is how we're tying it into your show, guys.
Did you guys throw out your Xbox after you saw that?
The game that we're gonna play is Transformers the game.
Oh, just the game?
$2 at the store.
Whoa! Oh, you guys spend big money on our show.
The game actually costs more than this movie does to rent.
It's good to find that it's good to find that. Damn it! It's good that they find people to bring them here at gunpoint to the set, no doubt. ScarJo is basically the thing 2 of this. Try that again. ScarJo is basically the thing 2 of this turd. Wow, see that 3 times fucking fast.
Yeah, Honor, let's just get my dick out of your mouth.
Yeah. Well, there's not that much dick to get out, so I recover. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I can manage both.
Like chewing gum.
Wow, there you go, folks.
Shit myself, guys. You can't do this to a woman wearing white pants.
You just went straight to shitting yourself.
Yeah, Whew, getting our money's worth tonight. He said dude. DOOD. This makes
I'm sorry, I kind of love that.
This makes perfect sense in a Michael Bay film for some reason. I thought there was an argument over they're learning language, and some guy said dude. All right,
You read it upside down. It spelled out poo.
Jordan 2 Delta, you're stepping out to the island. The island in question being a much better Marvel film. Get it? Because she went on to do 31 minute mark, she went on to do Black Widow. Oof. The whole island in question is a lottery system that these people, and they seemingly randomly generate a name who gets chosen to go to the island. The island is supposed to be the last uncontaminated area in the world after a supposed nuclear holocaust, and I put that in air quotes, which you can't see, but that's what's happening.
Nuclear.
This is not what. Thank you, or that too. Like the one that's coming up in the next couple of years. So enjoy that, folks. Hopefully there will be an island we can all go to. And again, they're chosen and then they're removed, but that's not exactly what's going to be happening here. So hang in there, folks. I've never seen a baby, especially one that looked that good just moments after shooting out of a vagina around the 35-minute mark. That baby was cleaned up. That baby was not a newborn.
They rinsed that off.
Yeah, you got to be a complete idiot not to know what a newborn baby looks like. You can go on YouTube right now.
Baby,
and the baby, first of all, his eyes are open. I mean, the baby's like awake. Like, and that's not how that works.
These people are like monsters. They won't even let her hold it.
Well, no. So what happens is when the baby's removed, the baby's for somebody else. And I'm going to tip you on what's happening here in a moment. The woman gives birth, we were talking about. Kicks out the baby.
And somehow, like, Ewan McGregor gets to the point where he could see this.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor. Yeah, he does, actually.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. He starts sneaking around and snooping around, folks. And
seriously, you can't
we should mention it.
Your pet.
Right. He's questioning his existence, and as a result of that, he manages to, Steve Buscemi, he finds a moth, right? In the ducks below, alive
and
with
he tells everybody about it.
Like an idiot. And why did they find the moth in the room when they have cameras on him all the time?
He's not an idiot. He doesn't know any better, but they don't think anything. Oh well.
Right. So anyway, he starts snooping around, and he finds his way up into the exact location he needs to be to see something he shouldn't be seeing. Like that other chick, Halle Berry from Catwoman, had the same thing where she ended up in the exact location to see something that she shouldn't see.
Yeah, but this is worse because
you think? I don't know. Catwoman's pretty bad.
This guy was supposed to literally have things in his body.
Even without those little eyeball mites or whatever you want to call them, like he has a bracelet. They can track when he's too close to another person.
It's
he gets
the
proximity warning. How come they can't see that he's running all over the place?
He has the dystopian Fitbit that should keep him somewhere.
Every time I go to a strip club, my Fitbit goes crazy and alerts somebody. Like I don't like. So you're telling me
your ankle.
Yeah. Oh, that's a different Fitbit, guys. But I don't understand if he steps out of bounds of where he's supposed to be, it should go off just like an ankle bracelet. Am I correct on this? Yeah.
I don't understand why he was able to even drink alcohol.
Right.
Hang out with
Steve
fucking
Buscemi.
Donnie.
Hang out with Donnie. There's question week. So anyway, he sees this birth, and the baby's taken, and the woman's killed in front of him. I guess we should mention the clone is immediately killed. Heart rate is rising. Well, that's because Michael Clark Duncan just realized what a crappy film he was appearing in and decides to make a break for it around the 39-minute mark. So, yeah, he's up off that table. I guess he has to have a heart transplant, or they're taking the heart out.
These people are the most incompetent
they are.
people ever.
How do you let this guy get up and walk around? He comes out of...
we see Community's Yvette Nicole Brown being so misused.
Oh, that's right. She is in this
and she's like, okay, I'll play a stereotype. Oh, girl, I love him.
You know what's funny about that Michael Clark Duncan bit is like he's running down the hallway. Ewan McGregor sees that,
right?
But Ewan McGregor is dressed like one of the staff, so then like one of the security guys helps Ewan McGregor up, and he says like, "Hey, buddy, this can't be the first time you've seen this. This happens all the time."
Yeah,
it happens all the time. Yeah,
and Yvette Nicole Brown is like, "Oh, what's going on?"
I know. So yeah, Michael Clark Duncan again makes his second cameo in the film. And then he's gone again. He comes up, I think that's it for him. I think he's done. I want a full contamination lockdown. Find 6 Echo, which shouldn't be too hard. Here you go, guys. Since you have 1 million cameras on site. God damn it. Ugh. I apologize, folks. Anthony Dynar just came in my mouth, so I had to get that shit cleared out, and I'm okay now. I'm better now. There you go. You're getting full value tonight, folks. Now I got to back up the whole damn thing. Guys, let's do it one more time. I want a full contamination lockdown. Find 6 Echo, fuck. Which shouldn't be too hard since you have 1 million cameras on site, and Obi-Wan Yaris is wearing a trackable medical alert bracelet. God damn it. Yeah, for some reason, yes, it's still a challenge. Again, now we're going to circle back at the 42-minute mark. How come they can't find this guy immediately? Every other movie you see, anybody who has a tracker, or they have that nanobite tracker in the back of their neck or whatever, they find them within like 10 feet. It's a huge plot hole, guys. No, I'm just saying it's a huge plot hole. Go ahead.
And then Scarlett wakes up like, and they say, you're going to the island. And she's like, okay. And he goes, no, you need to come with me and get out of here now. And then when they're trying to shoot their way out of, like, the leftover Armageddon scene.
Yeah, I know.
Leftover Armageddon
that's later,
scene, oil rig. She's like, no. Like, drink every time Scarlett Johansson says, no. She just goes with him. Like, and doesn't, like, question, like, he's like, you're not going to go to the island. It's not real.
So that was my next line, where he says, he's screaming at her, there is no island. And, of course, we knew that 45 minutes ago when Michael Bay started this turd rolling. That was the two things you know. A, they're clones, and B, this island is completely bogus. Again, the movie goes out the window because you're waiting the entire time for the characters to catch up to the audience. I hate films like this. Like, I hate being far ahead. All right, well,
I love watching people having their
Oh, come on. I know. That's just a time filler. Well, all right. All right, there you go. Stop right there, or keep running around the same set over and over, but we're going to shoot it from different angles so no one can tell the difference. Sure, 44-minute mark. You notice they had that one big set, and they kept using it over and over. They used it for an action scene, the group scenes, everything. That's when you fill up an entire soundstage, and it looked good. I'm not saying the physical set did look good, but man, in the first hour of this film, they got so much mileage out of that same location. It gets old after a while. There's only so many different angles you can shoot that from.
Everything in this film is shot like with the camera at like a Dutch tilt, and it looks goofy as shit. Like, just put it on a tripod, please.
No,
like,
he
everything's
won't.
just like fucking turned to the side.
You know, that's Sarah Paul. That's funny you mentioned that though, because that's the Michael Bay thing. He doesn't use any tripods on any of his films. They're all everything's handheld.
This might be my
There's
first
no
Michael Bay film.
there's no lockdown shots in any of his movies. He prides himself on that. He said it's so boring. The lockdown.
I don't like it.
You are special, special indeed. Of Clone Thing 1 and Clone Thing 2. Or to survive that fall into that 1984 air conditioning chamber around the 46-minute mark. Or conditioning chamber, not really air. I don't know why I threw air in there, because maybe it's hot in here. So anyway, they fall from a very large height into that coma room, where all the bodies are laid out, and they're getting the imprints, right? The memory imprint.
I don't have anything to add to that.
Well, but why is it, like, what I'm going to add is, why is it raining around all that high-tech medical equipment? It's literally raining. There's water everywhere.
No, it's like a broke-ass... I don't know, like an Apple commercial.
Yeah, I kept waiting for the guy to come in and throw the...
broke and nobody wanted Macintosh.
I kept waiting for that guy to come in and throw the hammer.
It's like a pre-iMac commercial.
Is it like plants, like you need water to grow them?
No, they're fully grown, Holden. They're fully grown adults. I don't understand.
I don't get how they grow people in a year.
I thought we just... didn't we already go over this with the amniotic fluid in the chamber and all that? I thought we already went over that.
Yeah, but it doesn't really make any sense.
Guys, you have anything to add?
The growth process to like,
oh boy,
like it takes a baby 9 months, right? And then like they crap out like a full human at 12, and it's like, okay, you speed up the growth process so much, yet why would you even want any of those organs? Because like by the time you harvest them and put them in your body, like they would continue to grow at like that extreme rate, you would think.
Oh, you think? That's a good question. All right, well, there's a very technical question.
Yeah, but everyone's stupid.
There's a door over there, which will lead to the open desert where both idiot clones should die shortly after being exposed to all types of bacteria. But no,
and
did anybody want
snakes?
All right, that's.
Oh my God, that snake!
But guys, you got to look at the obvious question. These guys were grown inside a very sterile environment. If you throw them outside, they're gonna be dead within hours.
That's supposed to be a bullshit Adam and Eve.
Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson escaped from this facility. We're not even going to go back and explain how, but they get the fuck out. And it's the open. Folks, we should mention now to bust everybody's bubble, the environment they're in is an underground nuclear silo.
Nuclear.
Thank you, silo, which has now been converted into this this clone facility, and it's underground, and there's holograms around the facility to make it look like it's above ground. Okay, so when they get out, they're like, oh shit, it's a shitty desert right outside Anthony and Brandon's house. Basically, it's like right there in the desert.
Oh, actually, no, there are signs about Tucson.
You got a large clone problem out here. They're always trying to take our jobs.
They're always on the front lawn and shit. All these white suits.
Got so much money with their frozen heads and
Dr. Merrick, I'm Albert Laurent. I can't pronounce that. Blackhawk Security. And I played a security officer in at least 3 other films. 53 Minute Mark. Poor Demon Hunsu. I can't pronounce that guy's name. I feel bad.
Jaimon Hunsu.
Thank you. Has cornered the acting market. I'm playing the same type of thankless role for the last 10 years. Guys, give him something else to do. I'm tired of seeing this guy playing a bounty hunter, which he did in Guardians of the Galaxy, or a security officer. Give it
or an African slave, which is what he was.
That too, right? Exactly. Let's give this guy something else to do.
These are the roles that he has to pick from. Like, these are the roles that anyone has.
Well, no, I actually think he did the best with what he was given.
In here, yes, but again,
I found his performance one of the more compelling ones in this movie.
I will say, yes, I like him, but I wish we had played it up. I wish he had played that. Oh, God damn it. I wish Michael Bay wasn't so fucking racist that he would have played up his character a little bit more, because I like where that character arc was going, but it was too late in the film to care. Like, we're way past everything. He would have been more
interesting in the Sean Bean role.
I agree with you. Okay. Let's give this guy something else to do, folks. I know all the Hollywood types are listening to the show every week, and they completely listen to what the hell we're saying, right?
I'm sorry we lost.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we'd like to hope. But he's an incredibly talented actor, and he's guys, folks, Hollywood, if you're listening, please cast this guy as either a pimp or a drug dealer. He's gonna do great in those. Hey-o! 2 of our product have escaped, which will now require an expositional dump around the 54-minute mark to explain why we have dumb clones in the first place. Yawn. So basically, we should mention that the gentleman we've been talking about at length is a security officer that is brought in by Sean Bean's character to hunt down McGregor and Johansson who have escaped. And now, in order to do that, we have to explain why these clones are alive in the first place. So here's the deal. The clones are grown because there's rich people that want to keep on living, and they're basically the DNA of rich people. But the problem is the body parts won't survive in a vegetative state, right? So they have to grow them to adulthood and let them out into society. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Stimulation.
Yeah, it doesn't make right, which was complete bullshit. But all right, we're gonna slide. So that's why these clones are running around, a big meat factory.
There's actual laws.
Well, yeah, because you can't do that now. There is, right?
Yeah, the eugenics
no one
law.
checks. Yeah, no one checks this. Like, no one goes to look at this building to
where's
see how they operate.
Right.
Do you think Paul Ryan would actually look at this building or give a shit?
To be fair, like slaughterhouses, everyone's like, fuck it.
No, that's true. Well,
that's
a good point.
Steve Buscemi says everybody wants a burger, nobody wants to meet the cow.
Yeah, that comes up a little bit.
True.
I think that's it. Aces and Spade Dance Club. Not to be confused with Jiggles and Poon, folks, which is a far better club. 58-minute mark.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, here we go. So now, they get help, and they find their way to the Aces and Spade Dance Club, which is really just a shitty bar in the middle of the desert that Michael Bay constructed because they don't exist. They don't look like this, folks.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
What
there's
was this place?
I know.
There's one stripper.
Sarah would like to go to this place. Yeah, we have 2. We have at least 2 in Jiggles and Poon.
Trying to do working on perfecting.
Yeah, it wasn't
like the day shift.
In their defense, it was the day shift.
She wasn't even undressed. Like, in Michael Bay films, I thought she would have been nude.
And
yeah.
Again, if Scarlett Johansson has to wear her bra in a love scene.
Yeah, I guess the stripper's got to be completely clothed in the.
Wait, Scarlett Johansson walks into this place, and 2 guys are like, "She's okay." Everybody would have record stopped, turned around, and been like, "Damn, look at her."
And that would have been a funnier scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially because she's famous too. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that she's supposed to be famous.
You're right. I have to go. He's taking a dump in the can. Welcome to the restroom, folks. All right, that was my bullet point. They're trying to hunt down the Steve Buscemi character who's actually at this club trying to take a shit. First of all, who takes a shit in a nightclub or in a strip club? Not me. There's no way.
Steve
Oh my God,
does.
no. Boxers down and everything, and he lives nearby.
He never has a chance to wipe.
Right? Oh my god!
Nobody does. Nobody does.
I was like, oh, those boxers are never gonna be the same.
Right? You can't walk around with an ass full of shit. It's just very uncomfortable. Would you please run down to Reds and pick us up a sixer of Bud? I bet that's how Michael Bay talks dismissively to all of his hookers.
Oh,
that was awful.
Blood shot out of my eye. Number one, why is this beautiful, trashy woman with this monster of a man?
Wouldn't. No, she wouldn't be.
And then willing to do like anything he says. Well, he's got those crusty ass drawers. Get out of here.
Oh my god! If I said that to somebody, I would get. I
figured that Steve Buscemi's character, he gets paid a lot working at that clone factory, and then he gives like 99% of his check to that woman. That's why he's living in a hovel.
Yeah, he lives in a shithole.
I was expecting like Benicio del Toro and Johnny Depp to show up as like they're unloading in Las Vegas.
That'd be awesome. The two clones find Mr. Buscemi. He takes him back to his double wide, and it's another expositional dump right here, folks. If they knew the truth, Merrick would be out of business. That's the Sean Bean character. Well, now you know where the back half of this film goes, folks. And now it becomes a mission for the two clones to find their doppelgangers, their owners, basically, which is they have to go to L.A. to do that. Apparently, amazingly, both of them live in L.A.
Yeah, they go to like
very convenient
Crystal Light Rail.
So as a result, he decides to help him out, Mr. Buscemi, against his And this next line, guys, I'm sure you'll love this one. You never give a woman your credit card.
My God, seriously.
Just in case you didn't think Michael Bay would get his sexist quote in for this dumb clone film, hour and 7-minute mark. I can't believe he landed that. Guys, and even in 2005, really? I mean, that's...
But then Ewan McGregor is like, oh, okay, and he like takes a credit card from
Well, he's a dumb clone, though.
Get the fuck out.
It's not a... But there we go. We got to go back to the 12-year-old mentality of humor. That's what Michael Bay thinks is funny. This is a joke he would have thought was funny. It's not funny.
To some of the 12-year-olds I've taught.
Ouch! It's not. But, yeah, so only Anthony Dynar liked that joke. One man. It is so overtly sexist. I'm shocked that even in 2000.
Yeah, but it's like MO for a Michael Bay movie. I'm like,
it is.
Yeah,
But it's an old joke too. It's also an old joke, even in 2005.
It's not funny.
It's like the Jetsons.
Yeah, Polton's like,
it's not funny. It wasn't like, oh, okay, I heard it was sexist, but like, I'll roll my eyes and laugh.
Right,
like,
it's not
no,
funny.
What an idiot. Get out of here.
It's like he doesn't know what a credit card is, Donnie. Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Donnie, you're funny. That's good. Run through about 10 different Michael Bay locations you've already seen in other films at the hour and 10-minute mark. They are starting to get pursued, so they run through, just a burned out factory. Something collapsing. If you watch any Michael Bay film, it's the same locations over and over and over again.
And every 10 seconds, they cut to these helicopter shots. It's like if they would have cut out the helicopter shots, we would have been like an hour shorter on this film.
We could have gotten another A-list cast member.
Exactly. Brandon, nobody sucks more helicopter dick than Michael Bay. If you watch any of his films, his past 10 films, they all have these insanely long helicopter shots constantly. I understand they're cinematic, but Jesus, guys. Police are moving in. They just flagged on McCord's credit card. Since when do they alert every cop in the city over a stolen credit card at the hour and 16-minute mark?
We forgot to cover, Scarlett Johansson finds out she's Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, yeah, we should mention. Wait, let me back up. The insult to the chase is Buscemi takes him to a train station to put him on that Crystal Light Rail Amtrak train. As a result, the bad guys, the security guy, Dynar Haize, and his team get there, and they shoot Steve Buscemi. That's it for Steve. Sorry, guys. He doesn't survive to the end of the running time, just like some other people. So he dies, and that's where the ensuing chase takes place. And as a result, they end up in L.A., right? They get on the train. They end up in L.A.
Yeah, to future L.A., which looks like a prequel to The Fifth Element.
And then, of course, as a result, I don't understand like how the cops would have found them that fast if she used the credit card.
Well, I do because they should have had like tracking chips.
Well, in the next line it says because they restitute. They do get both of them.
Basically, they get there and Scarlett Johansson starts seeing herself everywhere in a Calvin Klein ad.
Yeah, she's the maximum model.
Okay, real talk. That's a real ad. I was working as a makeup artist in a department store, and she was actually doing those ads for.
Oh, really? That's her ad.
Klein
oh shit! All right, so there you go, folks. That's repurposing footage.
Another product placement.
All right, another.
I'm covered in Calvin Klein right now.
Are you really? Oh, all right.
After seeing this movie, I had to go out. And
I bet you did. You bought a shitload of it. Yeah, I bet you.
Well, and then she tries to call. She goes up to like a phone booth, which is like a facial scanner that like automatically calls your emergency contact. I don't know.
ICE.
It shows her son going, "Mommy,
And she calls it doppelganger. Yeah, that was creepy. That was super creepy. You've been arrested for the murder of James McCord, who was murdered in Arizona, not L.A. And since when have you seen police hustle this much over the death of some low-level tech? First of all, who gives a shit about Stephen Wright?
They're a white person, right?
White people killed them. I mean, they're accused of killing them. So, regardless, the guy was murdered in some train station in Arizona. I don't know how you guys handle it out there. Anthony and Brandon, but when you get to LA, they're not gonna hustle that much to shut down the entire city to get these two people. It doesn't work, not for one dude.
Yeah, but they're gonna find out that like there's a total lie to this 1% insurance policy.
Run! This is a Michael Bay film. That's all we can do. A lot of running, guys, at the back end of this movie. A lot of running, slow motion running, fast motion running. You know how this goes if you've seen any Michael Bay film. All right, anyone want to take a shot at how two dumb clones with no knowledge of the outside world are able to consistently outrun trained professionals?
Like they look like they were running like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, they're out. Well, that's true.
They work out every day.
They do work out, but they're out and about. There's no way these guys would have had any. It'd be like throwing a 3-year-old in, Six Flags and saying, have at it.
Yeah,
they wouldn't
it's
know what
like
to do.
that cartoon Baby's Day Out, where the baby just walks, crawls everywhere, and crashing all around it.
I will say, when we get to it, the love scene, at least Ewan McGregor, was believable.
Okay, woo. All right, there we go. Targets are under the train wheels. Take them out. Which will in no way involve the pursuing cars getting destroyed in the process, sure, at the hour and 20-minute mark. So now there's another chase scene. It's on an open highway, or closed highway, because Michael Bay's got a film on, where they get on a truck that has train wheels that they somehow managed to, guy shoots off the thing holding the train wheels.
Yeah, the axles.
And they start rolling off. My first question was, why didn't the truck driver stop? But then it's an automated truck. I didn't realize that's how they got around that. Yeah, it's a robot truck. That's why.
It was still ridiculous.
But still, a robot.
Automated truck can't tell that it's losing a lot
and
of
then
weight.
stop, and then slow down and stop.
Well, I will say we've had a few people in the area die from Teslas, so.
All right. So, yeah, we got some issues with that going on. So, next line is Black Wasp, take out the truck. Why didn't they just use those fancy flying Megaforce vehicles in the first place and save themselves the carnage? So it turns out, instead of just trolling them on land in regular cars, they have these awesome Megaforce flying cars. Why didn't they just use that to begin with?
You know what they needed? Some Transformers.
Yeah. Yeah, we really
This world is not fleshed out. Like, we don't.
No, it's not.
Technology's not consistent. I don't really understand where we're at.
When those flying motorcycle
Megaforce,
came out,
right?
I believe that's when he's like, "Go kill them, but be discreet." It's like, you know what? That's been the order all along, and you've done so much carnage.
Yeah, discreet is
I was like, now you're saying be discreet?
Yeah, discreet is out the window. Innocent people and tons of cops have died.
But we're still tearing up L.A. But all right. How do you know what you're doing? He's Obi-Wan Yaris. He's using the Michael Bay force to get out of the scene around the hour and 24-minute mark. That's when Mr. McGregor and Miss Johansson commandeer one of these flying Megaforce cycles, which are super cool, by the way. And they have now we have another chase scene where we got to do the flying Megaforce chase sequence around the hour and 24 minutes.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me of one of the lines I hate the most.
And that is?
When the motorcycle drives by and Scarlett Johansson was like, "What was that?" And he goes, "I don't know, but I want one."
That's because Ewan McGregor, like the original, not the clone. He's like a hotshot daredevil. He likes driving motorcycles and stuff.
Oh, maybe that's where it comes from.
There's some conceit in the movie that those memories have somehow gone to the clone. That's why he knows how to do this flying vehicle
Total
thing.
bullshit,
like he can
I know.
ride it without any problem.
They wouldn't be able to ride that at all, but all right.
But the thing is, like, I felt like he was, like, throwing up in his mouth while he was saying those lines.
Oh, I'm sure he was. So there's a big, long chase scene of the flying cars, and then it culminates in this building, and here you go, where he says, "Hold on! How are Clone Thing 1 and Clone Thing 2 not instantly killed after falling out of this building around the hour and 26-minute mark? Yeah. Even by Michael Bay standards, this stretches a bit. So they crash one of the Megaforce cycles through a building. They come out the other side and fall. However, they land on a big R, big logo on the side of a building. How are they, first of all, just not killed instantly? Guys, they're not
It was like dollar store Tony Stark's building.
Yeah, with the R, just the R. Oh, you know how?
Because Jesus loves them.
Yes, that's coming up. That's coming up.
No, they said, no, we've gone through this. Ewan McGregor asked Steve Buscemi about God. He's like, hey, you know when you close your eyes and want something? God's the guy who doesn't listen.
Exactly. It's coming off the building, as opposed to coming on the building. Because that's what happens when you shoot at building logos, folks. They instantly come apart from their mountings. at the hour and 27-minute mark. Sure. Guys, if you shoot at a logo on a building, it doesn't pop off. It doesn't work like that. The helicopters, again, we're back with the black helicopters that Mr. Bay loves so much. And they're shooting at the two lead characters who are trapped in this R, this Tony Stark. It was just the R of Tony Stark, by the way, on the side of the building that starts coming loose. So now we have this whole CGI thing of them falling again, all the way to the ground, mind you, alive. They fall. How many stories, guys? That's a long way down. And somehow, miraculously, they survive, and then the line
because they land in a net, like it's a fence,
circus.
really.
At
It's
40 miles an hour.
Net.
yeah, at 40 miles an hour. No, they would have went right through the net. Guys, you gotta remember when you're falling, just general physics, you do accelerate. For every story you travel, what is that, 5 miles? I don't know what the math is on that, but it's very fast, guys.
Do clones have, like, hollow bones?
No, they do not have hollow bones, but Jesus must love you. And by Jesus, we mean Michael Bay, since it would have been literally impossible for these two idiot clones to survive the building fall. There you go. The guy saying that, he's been in a couple other Michael Bay films. Again, another funny black guy that Michael Bay seems to like in these films. Turns up helping the two out of
minstrel show.
Ouch,
It
but I'm
really
bummed. Hey, out of the circus net. They help him out of the circus net. But again, for the record, guys, you do accelerate speed when you fall. Don't try this at home. I'm telling you, that's how it works.
Don't jump out of a 70-story building.
Should never, ever teach a physics class.
Don't try this at home. That's our bullet point. And what are you doing in my house? Well, servicing the plot mostly. You get 2 Obi-Wans for the price of one of this turd. The one where he does his normal accent, and then the other one where he's the clone. So they're 2 in the same
but even
shot.
his normal accent, it felt like he was trying to be like, this is my accent.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It was,
Also,
enunciated.
I thought his real person would be smart and like the clone would be stupid, but they're both stupid. No?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
They go
he
to
got
the
hepatitis because
he fucked a lot of
that's
chicks.
that's why he ordered the clone or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's from the movie Train Spotting.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. So yeah, basically they show up at the house to help enlist his help in breaking this case wide open and exposing the clones to the world and and putting Merrick out of business. I'll drive. No, I'll drive. Who gives a shit who drives? Just get to the end of the film ready. So he agrees to help, and it's a really nice car. Again, product placement.
And we had to emphasize it by that the real Ewan McGregor has glasses.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, as opposed to the clone.
It's so Scooby-Doo.
It's As a result, they have to take another product placement car sequence where he describes the car itself, which was honestly, that's a pretty nice fucking car. I'm not gonna lie.
I would not let my clone drive that.
I wouldn't let my clone drive that either.
Product placement made me I had to leave the room because it was so uncomfortable.
I have a Cadillac now. It worked.
Not only would I not let my clone drive that car, I wouldn't let a woman drive that car. Hey-o!
Really?
Got really quiet. And
Really?
Griffin says nothing.
Too close.
It's too close. Is it too soon?
soon.
Too soon? I know. I'm not ready to die, but we certainly are if we have to sit through yet another car chase, guys, at the back end of this turn at the hour and 43-minute mark. Yes, guys, there's another pointless car chase. Again, if you've seen any Michael Bay car chase, you've seen them all. That's why we're not describing it, because you've seen it. It's the same shit.
Could have been avoided
Thank
if
you.
the clone wasn't allowed to drive.
I haven't seen this much bad driving since Billy Joel went on that Long Island bender. Oh, come on. That was March.
You had to be a bitch.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll be inserting the laugh track on that portion of the show. I'm Tom Lincoln. No, I'm Tom Lincoln. Will the real Tom Lincoln please stand up? At this point, I wish Hunter would have just shot them both at the end of the film. So the car chase culminates in the two men beating each other up. And of course, there's always that confusion twin scene that we've seen in every movie of who's the actual real person, who's a twin.
Every episode of Scooby-Doo, ever.
Or that, what's his name, that film with the two women, with the Parent Trap, or just any of those movies that had, or TV shows that had twins. We've seen this scene before. Anyway, the proper guy gets shot.
And they all would have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for
the fucking meddling kids, right? The only thing you can count on is that people do anything to survive, including making films as bad as this one. Oof, hey-oh. So, as a result, the Tom Lincoln, the actual real guy, gets killed. Mr. Ewan McGregor here, the clone, is impersonating the actual real Tom Lincoln, which he does uncannily well for just being out in the world for only 24 hours or 48 hours, however long.
Well, I will say they do try to explain that his brain activity is growing exponentially. And he's remembering his sponsor. They make it seem like, hi, I am Tom Lincoln and I am a DNA addict. Because they call them sponsors.
They do. You're right. You're absolutely right. That's really fun. As a result, they escape for a moment. They get a breather because he's impersonating the actual Tom Lincoln, and Miss Johansson and him go back to their Tom Lincoln's place, and they kind of get it on. And this next line is, boy, that tongue thing is amazing. I wonder how many times Michael Bay, Anthony Dynar, or Sarah Polton have said that.
I gotta say, I was real excited, and then I got real sad.
Oh, did
I mean, it's literally, no, I've heard in so many comedies, put your mouth on my mouth. Now I know what that looks like.
It is a really lame
that
sex
makeout scene.
It's gross.
It happens on the stairs.
Oh,
it
really?
looks so painful.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's obsessed with the stairs.
This is a true story. When I went to college, my mom was like, I'm going to give you some very serious advice. And I was like, what is it? I'm going to do my impression. She said, Sarah, whatever you do, never have sex on a staircase. And I swear to God, that was her advice to me.
That was it?
And I've listened.
Oh, it's really uncomfortable. I've tried it. I can't remember if I was the top or the bottom on those stairs, but it was really fucking painful. Any which way it cut.
I was gonna say it was fine for me, Honor.
Oh, damn! That just boy. I got enough mileage for 3 shows right now. That's we're just gonna repeat these lines.
Diary.
Yeah.
Today, Anthony Dynar talked about how he had sex on the stairs. Love, Honor.
But we're getting back to this. Circle it back to this lame sex scene. It's a non-sex scene. Miss Johansson is forced to wear a really crappy bra, according to her. I thought the bra was. I didn't really have an issue with it. The scene is actually short, but they're doing that weird kissing thing.
I'm putting my mouth in your mouth.
Yeah, but nobody fucked like that the first time, right? Did anybody do this?
Okay, but they have specifically said earlier in the movie, we don't want them to have any awareness of sex.
All right, so they are exploring.
Yeah, but they evolve, I guess, or whatever.
They sure.
Yeah, because I thought Ewan McGregor did a great job pretending like he didn't know. Scarlett,
but his character is supposed to be getting smarter, right?
No, well, you would think, yeah, I guess so. I guess he learned real quick on what sex was. Scarlett Johansson learned how to.
Well, his brain activity again was. They tried to explain this. It sucked. They didn't do it well.
It doesn't really make sense.
Scarlett Johansson learned how to kiss from the commercial of her that Calvin Klein had. That's where she got the idea of kissing.
Herself do it. I learned it from you, self.
The worst part of the whole movie is after or before, whatever, they're in bed together, and she leans in and she whispers, like, this is the island. God.
Yeah, I know. All right. There.
Gross.
Sarah, did you ever stop to imagine your mother having sex on the stairs? I guess your mother did do that, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
I want to circle back to that, but the more I think about that,
You
I think
are not Dr. Dr. Field, sir.
Oh, that's fine. I would actually pay good money to see your mom getting tagged down the stairs. I think we got something going on here. I think.
She got knee injury. She's not going to.
Oh, that's right. She got a knee injury. All right.
Honor wins for the whole episode tonight with that.
All right. Yeah. Don't advertise that. Don't advertise that. They're gonna hack you up. What they should have done is properly search ScarJo's hoo-ha before they prep her for an organ harvest around the hour and 56-minute mark.
And that guy was the typical,
I know. So basically what happens is they could go and live a quiet life, but instead they want to help their fellow clones escape. Who gives a shit about these fucking guys? They do.
Can you believe that there's a whole nother act to this?
Oh yeah, no, we're still going. Yeah, we're almost there. But
that's where it falls apart.
Right,
because it went into Michael Bay explosion.
Yeah, we basically got to the end, and then the film keeps going. So they decided to make a plan to go back and free the clones in the silo, folks, and that's where we're at right now. What's his name sneaks in. Because he's pretending to be the actual Tom Lincoln. ScarJo has to get seemingly captured, so she can get into the facility, the silo again. And that's what I said. They put her on the table to prep her for immediate organ harvest in her clothes. You guys remember she's fully dressed. Why wasn't she stripped down and they found the gun?
And these guys are angry. They're like, fuck you. You think you're somebody, but we're gonna fucking cut you apart.
It doesn't make any sense. Why would you even say that to a clone?
Totally stealing her uterus
afterwards.
Dude, is he gonna ask to fuck the body after the harvest?
Oh it would have been a rape scene if this was
tolerated. You're absolutely right. No, you're right. I have discovered the holy grail of science. Here we go. Cue obligatory villain speech around the 2-hour mark. Anyone want to take bets Sean Bean won't survive the running time? We've mentioned this before. Guess what, guys? I don't think he's going to make it. It's a pretty safe bet at this point. But we have to have the whole scene.
We have saved you so much time by telling you.
We We have there's a God speech. Every villain has to do the God speech. And this is that scene. Okay. You could have, and he's talking to the security officer that we mentioned, Demon Hunter, who has now had a change of heart by the end of the movie, and he ends up on
This is my biggest problem with the film.
Okay, well, hold on.
This guy. Now we're supposed to like this guy.
Yeah, you're right.
A bunch of people.
Yeah, you're
right.
A child soldier. He was like a resident in Hotel Rwanda.
That doesn't make you likable. It doesn't make you likable though. At the back end of the movie, like Brandon, you can't do an about face in the last 20 minutes of the movie, and now start to like the guy and understand what he's doing. That goes right out the window. I wish that it had been introduced earlier in the running time, and I think we would have sold, but. You could have taken over his life, but you chose to come back. Why is Sean Bean even involved in hunting down Clone Thing 1 at this point? Isn't his pay grave above this kind of work?
Because he has to die. Because
I know.
It's a movie
so now we got
Sean
the 2 hours. So basically, their solution is to disrupt the ventilation fan, and as a result, that'll blow up everything and set them free. It doesn't make any sense. Sean Bean shows up because now we have to have the fight between, the hero and the villain, which every film you see in this world. And Sean Bean says, I brought you into this world and I can take you out of it. And that's why I said, look, stop talking and start killing. He talks like right to the end of his death scene. And then he gets hung, he gets strapped up, and he dies and shot in the neck with that grappling gun or whatever the fuck that is. Then they end up on this rickety bridge, and they're both swinging. They both should have died, by the way, guys. But all right, we're going to let that slide. Just Sean Bean gets it. And it's a kind of anticlimactic death. Because he doesn't fall, he's just hanging there, right?
A disappointing Sean Bean death?
Film ends with the clones roaming the desert while African music blares on the soundtrack, and the 2 clone things sail off screen on a boat. Where the hell, first of all, guys, a technical question, where is everybody going? The clones are in the middle of the desert, and they're dressed in white jumpsuits. They shouldn't be too hard to round up. Just because the head guy got killed doesn't mean everybody gets to go free.
There are 2 helicopters flying above them. They can just open fire and kill all those clones.
Oh, you're right.
They were scheduled to die anyway.
Right, you're absolutely correct. You're right.
It's a lot like Snowpiercer.
The film ends supposedly in this happy note, but where are they going? First of all, they're exposed to the outdoors. The bacteria is going to kill them. Where are they running to? There's no water for miles.
No, the bacteria is not going to kill them.
It is. They were raised in a sterile environment. They weren't exposed to outside bacteria.
I think that they did. Maybe they had like Activia or shit.
Steve Buscemi was down there. They weren't in a clean area.
That's a good point.
Because if their organs were sterile, they probably would have been rejected.
All right, so there you go, folks. Griffin on credits? Is there anything?
No. I mean, why would anybody have a sequel to this?
I know. I was hoping for.
What else did you add to this movie? For God's sake.
More helicopters. More helicopters.
4 days long.
All right, folks. So there you go. That is The Island for this week. And we took it out. We played with it a lot longer than we should have. Can we flush it, ladies and gentlemen? Can we please flush it?
Clone it and then flush it twice.
Take a dump in the can.
Oh man, we got jokes aplenty in the back end of the show. All right, there you go, folks. Consider it flushed. I want to thank my lovely co-cinematic flushers, Midwest movie mogul Colleen Griffin and sassy cinephile Sarah Polton. Great job, ladies, as always. I want to thank our very special guests. Boy, a little blue tonight in the restroom. Anthony Dynar and Brandan Haize, the low score boys. Gentlemen, great job tonight. Thank you so much for flushing this big Michael Bay turd.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yes, you guys rock.
Thank you for putting up with us.
All right, so there you go. That is it for this week. We're going to be back next week to torture you with something else. Until then, say goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Later.
Bye.
Deplane.
Bye.
Hi, this is Nora Crest, and I want to thank you for listening this week and every week as we flush these turds down our cinematic bowl here in the restroom. If you haven't already, please subscribe to us on iTunes and Google Play Music so we attract more listeners and you don't miss a single episode. We love feedback, so email us at signalsoffury@gmail.com with your comments and suggestions for future flushes. Also, be sure to check out our home restroom on the net, signalsoffury.com. Until next time, remember, we're here to flush it so you don't have to see it. I'm Nora Crest, and this has been the award-winning Soiled Restroom Cinema.